MSSRF's vision is to harness science and technology for environmentally sustainable and socially equitable agricultural and rural development. The approach we have followed is participatory and anticipatory research. We believe our programs should be pro-poor, pro-nature and pro-women. This is where we are working. You can say we are largely working in South India, along the coast, west coast, east coast also. We work on fragile coastal regions. We work on biodiversity hotspots, and we work in agricultural distress areas. So more than 200 staff are working in these places. So one of the important works that we are doing from our center in Pumbuhar, it's the coastal system research and coastal system work that we are doing on mangroves. I was so happy to hear my friend Ambika talk about mangroves, and we have a lot of experience in doing that. And it was the first time that we identified mangrove degradation is due to changes in biophysical condition due to poor management practices rather than by community use. So these are our findings, and based on this, our study and research, it was included in the National Action Plan. So you can see pictures of before and after, and that is the reason, or that is one way in which you can mitigate the effects of cyclone. So this talks about our outreach in Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Odisha. We are getting feelers to do this in Maharashtra, and we will reach out there. So roughly 2,500 hectares mangroves have been restored, and 62 VDCs, village development committees, have been formed. The next area we work is in biodiversity, where we deal with agro-biodiversity. The center where I am based, a place called Jaipur in Koraput district, it's called the Tribal Agro-Biodiversity Center. We deal with wild edible plants, we deal with traditional varieties and land races of rice and millets, and we work on medicinal plants through a 4C approach: conservation, cultivation, consumption and commerce. So this is about Odisha, where because our conference is here, and Odisha and this neighboring region of Chhattisgarh, this is the birthplace of rice, paddy. And there are a lot of very indigenous varieties of rice that are found here. There are 62 tribal groups who constitute more than 50% of the population. And we are focusing on 9 tribal groups, 36 rice cultivator tribes, out of which we have selected 9. And we are working on conserving the seeds, and we have a seed bank, and farmers come and take seed and go. So they use them and then they return. So we have seed banks. We have a seed bank in the name of Kamala Pujari, who got Padma Shri and I think Padma Vibhushan also. So what are the results of our work that we see? We have on-farm conservation of more than 100 varieties. We are strengthening the community food security system. We have developed a special variety of rice called Kala Jira. We have got the Equator Initiative Award. We have what is called the GIAHS. And I know you are going to ask me what is GIAHS. Please hold on. We'll come to that in a moment. So GISS is what is called the globally important agriculture heritage system. So this is awarded by FAO, and there are 2 sites that we have. One is Koraput, traditional agriculture system in Odisha, and the other is the Kuttanad below sea level farming system in Kerala. So when you get a DIHS tag, that has importance by itself. So this is the kind of products that are developed. You see the wide variety of products. We work with mainly 8 or 9 millets. A lot of work on millets is going on from our center in Koraput, Jaipur, where I am located, but millet work is also going on in other centers. And we have, a mix for diabetics. I mean, there is an epidemic of diabetic going on, and millets is one way in which we can address it. And of course, we know it's a, superfood. from the point of view of nutrition. So we are also involved in research, and one of the most important institutions is IIMR, Indian Institute of Millet Research at Hyderabad, with whom we collaborate. So we are working almost all across India on millet research, and we have partnerships with a number of organizations. Another area is biotechnology, where we are developing, for instance, salt and drought tolerant and nutritionally rich rice varieties. We have made, breakthroughs in bioprospecting of plants, lichen and microbes. And we have laboratories where we screen germplasm for nutritional quality. Because it all starts with research. Dr. Swaminathan was a great scientist, and that legacy is continued. And now we want to take science to the people. That is why our tagline is Science for Sustainable Development. So we are promoting livelihoods in multiple ways. One of our most successful models is what is called the Bio Village. Then enhanced productivity in cereals and millets. Both we are looking at rain-fed and dryland conditions. We have bio-industrial watersheds in 5 states. And there is the FFA, Fish for All Center, on the coastline in Pumpuhar. Another area of our work, agriculture, food, nutrition and health security. And we are working on improving the food and nutritional security of communities. This is quite an important program we have, and we are implementing it in Koraput district and a few other districts. An important program that we carried out with DFID support was what is called LANSA, Leveraging Agriculture for Nutrition in South Asia. And you can see the details through specified links. So digital divide is something that we all know exists, and that is one of the impediments for development. One of the most important contribution that we made, or a concept that we created, is what is called Village Knowledge Center, which is there on the second point. And this was developed before internet arrived in India. So this helped communities to access information. So Village Knowledge Center is a very important concept we have developed and implemented. All our concepts are implemented on field, and then we get feedback from the community. We also have a virtual academy for rural prosperity fellows. MSSRF is now 36 years, and it is also the 100th, we are celebrating Swaminathan at 100, because it is 100 years since Dr. Swaminathan was, born. And therefore, throughout the country, we are having a whole range of programs to celebrate, the ideas that he had, the values that he stood for. So we work in 8 states through 3 regional centers, 20 field sites, more than 450 villages. We have 6 grassroots institutions, federations, self-help groups, farmers groups. I'm not going to talk about the number of farmers we work with. We have, this is very important, we have developed apps for fishermen, or as they are called, fishers. So fisher-friendly mobile app is there, and there is a Fisher Women Connect app for fisher women. So these are used, these are tested, and these are, the users have found multiple uses for them, and they have benefited from it. There are 66 doctoral theses. There is almost 1,790 publications, 2 US patents, capacity and skill training. I'm not going to read out the number of awards we have got. When you do work, you are recognized. I want to now talk on 3 themes, which are the themes for this particular session, that is community empowerment, inclusion and impact. And when we talk of empowerment, especially in the context of Odisha, then we need to take care of poor and vulnerable households. We need to be considerate to the STs, the scheduled tribes, the PVTGs, the particularly vulnerable tribal groups, and the women-headed households. So these are some target groups for which we need to be particularly sensitive. we need to include them in the while we are undertaking development, and impact is always greater when we collaborate. So we are there available for collaboration. Please feel free to reach out. We believe and undertake participatory research. So what are the opportunities or offerings that we have? What are the things that have special mention? So we have this concept which is called the Millet Biopark. Now we are renaming it as the Millet NUS Biopark. Okay, NUS is neglected and underutilized species, and they are also called the forgotten foods. This will work on a hub and spoke model value chain. So this is going to be an important engine for development of Odisha. Collector of Koraput reached out to us to help him to set up model villages, and that is one of the first projects that I am involved in. Particularly thankful that this opportunity was given to me, because having worked at grassroots and in organizations like ActionAid, Ambika was my colleague there, I would be very happy to work on model villages. Then we have a farm training school where one of the stars is a lady called Raimati Ghuria. She is the millet queen of Odisha. And we take great pride that we are able to develop farmer leaders from tribal communities. The other one is Munni Madkami, and the latest in the pipeline is Dana Bhoi. So these are all the emerging leaders from tribal communities. Then we have a Samposhan project with support from ITC on food and nutrition. My colleague Dr. Bharti is sitting there, who is heading the project. Please reach out to Bharti. She will give you more details about the Samposhan project. We are promoting rural and tribal entrepreneurship through SHGs, FPOs, FPCs. We would like to do work on climate resilience, health and nutrition, and we believe in participatory research. Who do we work with? This is a very impressive list. Some of the partners that we are working with who have found us, good enough and able to contribute value. These are the institutions we are working with. Thank you for hearing me patiently.